Hello, what's up, YouTube? What's good? Party people in the place to be. First and foremost, let me just say hello. Hi. I missed you guys. Hopefully you miss me too. This week has been trying thus far. For me, that whole Pisces full moon that we had on Friday the 13th, that whole week just drained the life out of me, like no lie. It was a heavy moon. It was heavy energy because I am a Pisces. So, if you guys are into, energy and stuff like that, like how I am, and just into being in one, with the universe and different things like that, then when a full moon normally falls in your sign, as far as that is the constellation that it's in or the position that it's in, it normally drains or has an effect on that sign. And since Pisces is the 12th house and our zodiac sign, I mean, whether you guys want to admit it or not, you can look it up as fact. Like Pisces, we are the most powerful sign in the zodiac. So with that being said, we have a lot of characteristics of every sign because we're the 12th house. So Pisces is the sign before the afterlife. And every sign has to pass through the house of Pisces. Pisces doesn't have to pass through any, but every sign has to pass through Pisces. So with that being said, it makes us more powerful in our spirituality and the fact that we can embody any given sign at any given moment, because not only, are we the last of the zodiac, we're a mutable sign. But I mean, we could say that for another day. If y'all ever want to do a deep dive on that, you guys know I'm always available for it. Just ask the question, I'll answer it, right? So yeah. Y'all gotta excuse me, I got my hair pulled all back, tucked up in a little ponytail. I wasn't trying to be on no, spectacular stuff at all. I'm just chilling, just trying to make it through this work week, and get, back my energy because I feel drained. I even, took some of my crystals with me to work. Got I'll show you guys right quick. I got my amethyst crystal here, for protection, and to stop, some of these energy draining vampires around me in their tracks. And then I have my labradorite also, to keep my heart balanced, prosperity, and also protection. Yep. And as always, y'all know, y'all catch me rolling with the tiger's eye. And I got a hematite ring on it, and this is to keep me grounded and keep me protected. I need to be grounded and protected. The work that is going on, the work that needs to be good is to get grounded. Always want your foundation to be firm. You can move wherever you want through life if your foundation is firm. So the topic that I wanted to come and talk to you guys today on these Car Chronicles, this is on my way home. So it's a reverse of my normal Car Chronicles when I'm on my way to work. You guys are going to be riding with me on my way home from work. So I'm going the reverse way, back to the high desert. And so, today's topic is going to be, do labels ruin relationships? As you know, in society, we have a tendency to say different strokes for different folks, right? But the funny thing about that whole concept and that whole saying is that we'll be so fast to say different strokes for different folks, but on certain aspects in life, we expect the same strokes, same folks. What I'm saying is that for the most part, everyone wants to get married. Everyone wants to be in a relationship of some sort. That's like a status quo or a rite of passage, or however you may, want to say or view it for people. But when it comes to other things, in life, like like favorite flavor of ice cream, maybe favorite dish, favorite pair of shoes, favorite TV shows. It's like, when it comes to those scenarios, it's always, different strokes for different folks. But when it comes down to relationships, it seems like every relationship has to be bound by the same outcomes, right? Now, in life, there's no one set of rules for one thing and a different set for another thing that is one and the same. Okay, what I mean. The rules of being male and female interaction or whatever, they're all the same. There's not going to be one set of rules for this group of male or females and another set of rules for this group of male or female when it comes down to the nurture part and the dynamics of man and woman. And what I'm saying is that there's no variations. There's no variations of certain rules. Like certain rules that we have in society are just there. They're going to be the same. The rule of nature is always the same, right? So, okay, to give an example, whether you're married or not, you can create a child. Okay? A man and woman can get together, have sex, make a baby, and that is not bound by the rules of, if you're married, it'll happen. If you're not married, it won't. No, that's nature. Now, man put rules on it to say that if you're in a functional family, you should be married, or, any kids that are born outside of wedlock are bastard kids. That's something that was put on by society, and a lot of that steers back into, slavery times, because, the lingo, it existed prior to slavery times, but because our, ancestors were such spiritual people, they believed in family and community. So it was the way to insult someone is to say, bastard or fatherless child, because prior to the transatlantic slave trade, family is everything. I mean, if you look at the different countries in Africa right now, family is everything. Like you could be poor, but as long as you have your family structure, you're rich. And that's how they look at life. So family was very important. So it would be like an insult, for someone to be called a bastard. But due to the breeding and the way that we were bred like animals, during the transatlantic slave trade to make the biggest and the strongest and the fastest slaves, a lot of our families are broken, and we ended up in that quote unquote bastard title or falling under that category for a lot of us. So that's something that's man-made. Those titles are man-made. But the law, the natural law underneath it is that you can procreate, and it doesn't make a difference what the title is. So that's what I mean when I say that the laws of nature, the laws of the world are, well, not of the world, but the laws of earth, and natural law is going to be the same. It doesn't matter what group of people it is. It's us as human beings that put stipulations on certain things. Like here in America, you can only marry one woman, but if you go to Saudi Arabia, to Dubai, you could marry as many women as you want to take care of, once again, or you can afford to take care of, I should say. So once again, that is a form of rules that are same people, male, female, but different sets of rules. So basically, I went through that long whole dissertation to bring it back around full circle and just talk about the fact of, do titles ruin relationships? In some cases, I would personally say yes. I do think that titles do hold people accountable. I think that some people need that because, for one, you have a lot of shady people out here that will basically shirk their responsibilities or try to get around and get over. But that's just that get around, get over mentality. Anyways, it just exists in a human being, in a human psyche. So it really, doesn't matter, what's going on. It's just these type of people, that's how they think. It's always to get over. So they'll use that, in a sense to get over. Like, I never said we was together. I never said I was your man. I never said I was your woman. So, excuse me. So, yeah, they'll use that in order to just get over so that they can have their cake and eat it too. So, for those type of people, maybe they do need to be in, marriages or committed relationships, because they may just lose their mind when they are not. I mean, I don't know. I tend to not gravitate or deal with people like that. If I see that you have a hard time committing to something, it shies me away. Like, case in point, it's this guy that likes me at my job. And he's a nice looking guy. Don't get me wrong, he's younger than me and he be working my nerves. But, he's a nice looking guy and stuff like that. And he's always, talking about, telling my coworker, yeah, I want to take her out. I want to take her here, take her there, give her a night on the town. And, she ain't never got picked up in a limousine before, like saying off the wall stuff like, dude, you don't know what I've been, picked up in or whatever, whatnot. But he always saying these like little stupid comments to me or about me or whatever. But the thing that irritates me so bad with him is he has no work ethic. So, because he always wants to go home early. You wear the most expensive clothes of anyone that I have seen. His clothes be more expensive than a director. And I know our director makes 6 figures. His clothes be more expensive than our directors, but yet you in the lowest position in the whole company and you always leave work early. Dude, I don't care what you got going on outside of here. If you got something going on outside of here and it's that lucrative like he wants to lead me to believe, then dude, go full-fledged at that and stop holding up this job from somebody that might need it. But all he want to do is just spend his money on looking good. When you ask him, he like, I take care of my son. My son got fly Jordans, all this. Since when does buying your kids shoes make you a good parent? Or say that you take care of them? No, you got them cosmetically correct, but that don't mean that they are doing or or excelling at anything, or that they're growing as a child. Just having some name brand shoes on don't mean nothing. So I'm saying all that to say that it's the consistency that I can't deal with him. He's not consistent enough. He doesn't work hard enough for me to make me believe that I could ever seriously date you and put you in a position to say that you are my boyfriend or my dude or whatever, man friend, however the hell you want to word it, somebody that I'm exclusively dating. I couldn't put you in that position because you're undependable. If that's a word, undependable, whatever the opposite of dependable is, that's what he is. I'm having like a brain fart right now, tired. But I'm saying all that to say that I can't put none of my eggs in his basket. So I'm at the age right now where I'm not finna be dating. I don't feel like dating for fun. If it's not gonna yield, if I go out with a man, I'm gonna go date him because it could lead into something one day. No one knows, but I'm definitely not gonna start off the at the start line with a handicapped runner. Hell no, I'm good. No, let him go talk and have fun with some of them little young girls around that want to listen to that stuff and want to ride in muscle cars that only got a quarter tank of gas, and he got to come over to your house because his mom and them is over there at the house, it's bingo night at his mama house, so he can't go home, so I ain't got time for that. So yeah, that was a little bit of backstory about that situation, but that's just like an example of a person that's not consistent to me. So what I'm saying, with that being said, those type of people I wouldn't even entertain. So, talking to and entertaining the type of guys that I like, I have noticed that the majority of the type of guys that I like would be, I guess, my type or whatever, whatnot, which are, I gravitate towards stable, grown men that can take care of themselves, have their own, thing going for themselves, own homes, own businesses, or good jobs, or different things like that. And I don't like loud guys. I don't like guys that have to be, the most seen guys in the room. I like quiet guys. I really do. I like quiet guys, that value, silence and can hold their shit down. Like, can take care of themselves and ain't worried about, like, they a man in this world. And men know, how to approach them. Those are the type of men I like. And they got to be taller than me. I'm 5'2". So you at least be like 5'6", 7, 5'7". No, I'm lying. You got to at least be like 5'9". Like, I like a taller guy. I don't know. Maybe because I'm so short, My son's father's tall. So, anyway, I'm saying all that to basically just say, like, yeah, that's my type of guy. And unfortunately, it seems like the type of guy that I like, they always come in that whole, oh, why we gotta put, why we gotta put titles on things, And it just seems like whenever, there's a title that's presented, it seems like that's when shit gets chaotic. And when it's no title, it'd be cool. So I don't know, and I mean, I've had someone pose the question, is it me? Like, to me, because for us, as I was looking at the situation, I would always be like, well, it's the guys, like, they don't want this, they don't want that. And then I had, someone actually pose a question to me, like, is it really the guys or is it you? Is it you that is uncomfortable with the title? Is it you, that probably doesn't want to be, like, held completely down and stuff like that, or have your space invaded, I don't think it's me. Personally, I don't, but I like what I like and I like who I like. And I don't feel like I should have to make exceptions for certain things because people don't make exceptions for you. I've had a person tell me to my face exactly what they want. And it sounded nothing like me, so I had to accept that. What am I going to do? So if I'm good enough to receive it, how come I'm not good enough to give that same thing? I know I like what I like. And that's that. So I don't know, I can see where, titles can, possibly complicate things, some people that have been in long relationships that I know of have been in long relationships and didn't have a title. I've actually, seen people deal with somebody, end up married to them. And the whole time, they'd be like, oh, we just friends, Next thing you know, I hear a wedding is being planned. I've actually seen that happen before a couple of times. So I don't know, you guys can drop down in the comment section and give me some feedback on the topic. I mean, what do you think? Do you think relationships ruin things? Do you think when you get to a certain age, everything has to be established? Like, you need to know exactly black and white what everything is, or is it ever an expiration date on going with the flow? It's going with the flow of, a Peter Pan type of mentality for, dudes that are still, in Never Land and don't want to grow the fuck up. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and get on up out of here. And, continue, this little drive that I have ahead of me to the home. And in the meantime, in between time, as always, remember to be prolific, be abundant, do something good for yourself, and always do something good for somebody else. Until next time, y'all. Deuces.